What's going on, guys? The Iron Jesse here, and welcome back to my new LEGO Star Wars 2026 review. And today I'm reviewing the Smart Play Luke's Landspeeder set. This is set 75420. It ages 6 plus, has 215 pieces, 2 minifigures, and 1 buildable droid. One of my friends got me this set from Target as a late birthday present last month, and this set costs $40 here in North America and around the world for the lineup. So without further ado, let's go ahead and take a look at these figures. Let's take a look at the minifigures first. So one of them is a regular minifigure, and the other one is a smart minifigure. So we have Luke Skywalker in his farm boy outfit, and we have a Jawa. So the Jawa himself is a regular minifigure that you get in the set, and Luke is one of the smart minifigures, the smart play figures. Well, they just call them smart minifigures. So I really love the nice look for Luke Skywalker in his farm boy outfit. So this is the first time that I'm having him in this look because I didn't own the previous versions of Luke in his farm boy outfit, but still this is the first one that I own, but in a smart play look. So I love the tan hairpiece for him. The dark tan hairpiece looks very good. I love the face print with that young Mark Hamill likeness from the past in the glory days. I love the torso, hip, leg, and toe printing. They look so phenomenal to me in my opinion. And he does come with that classic blue lightsaber as his accessory. So that is a very nice touch for that. And for the Jawa, so I never owned any of the Jawa minifigures from the previous LEGO Star Wars sets, especially the Sandcrawler sets, but this is the first one that I've owned in my collection. So we do get that old school hood piece in brown. Love the face print with the 2 yellow eyes. I love the torso printing, and he has the short brown legs, which looks pretty good. And he has a little fork right here. Why just put that on there once I was done building the set, since like 2 weeks ago. So when you remove the face print, here the hood is what I meant to say. I meant to say the hood piece. Here we have the better look of his face print. So that is a very nice little touch for this little guy. And spinning them around, this is what the back of them looks like. So this is the back part when you use the smart brick to make some sounds for the minifigure himself, because it has that little part where you use the smart brick to make the noise happen. And we have the back torso printing for the Jawa himself. And Luke does come with a double-sided face. So I'm pretty sure that headpiece has been everywhere else, especially the other smart play sets, especially that Millennium Falcon set. But at least these are pretty nice figures. And unfortunately, I don't have the smart brick because I wasn't planning on getting the smart play sets because they're not that great. But still, these are pretty great figures to me, in my opinion. So that is it for Luke of the Jawa. Now let's move on to the buildable gunk droid. And I gotta say, he is a pretty nice looking build in my opinion. So I think this is like the first time that I own the gunk droid build, since I think I didn't own the previous ones in the past, but this is like the first one that I've owned. So it is a pretty cute build in my opinion. I love the printed piece right here with all the scratches and that rusty detail. And we have like some of the buttons right here. The circle parts is what I meant to say. I meant to say that because I was about to say these silver parts right here, but they are all 3 circles. And we have some of the smaller ones right over here. And yeah, this is a printed piece, not a freaking sticker over here. I love the design for the little feet for the gunk droid itself. It looks pretty good, since I feel like those are like the different finger pieces in that dark gray color scheme. Love the top with that plain dark blue look. And we have the right side, the build, we have like the rest of the dark blue pieces and that light gray piece from this piece right over here. And same thing for the left side. And here's what the back of the droid looks like. So yeah, nothing much for this little guy. I thought it is a pretty cute build in my opinion, and I just totally dig like the design for it. So the printing itself looks very good, and I just love how this little guy turns out. So that is it for the gun droid and the minifigures. Now let's take a look at the build. Let's take a look at the side build itself, because I'm planning on saving Luke's Landspeeder last in the rest of the video. So this is the little HUD side build that you get for the Jawa. So it is a pretty solid looking build in my opinion. So I love the entire front part of it. We have that little cloth piece for the little like part for the HUD itself. And we do get Mjolnir in that green color. That is for the smart break when you like make the repair noises. And we do get a fuel tank with that little gas pipe right over here. That is like also for the smart break. So you can recreate those noises. And again, I know I said it before since I'm gonna say it a few times because I'm not I'm not a fan how I like repeat the same things all over again. I don't have the freaking smart break because I did say I wasn't even on playing on getting the smart play sets because they're not that great to me in my opinion, and I don't blame everyone for that. But still, I'm just gonna show off the actual set itself. But anywho, I totally love how the building techniques turns out for this cloth piece for the HUD itself. Since I love how that is connected. So we have those clips right over here, and this part that is a like about to attach that part. Well, even though it is how the whole thing really is. So take a look at the left side. We have the gas tank as I mentioned. I love the miles per hour piece right over here that is printed. And I love how they use that wiring piece for the gas pipe itself, and you can remove it so you can recreate the sound effects once you already have the smart break from the TIE Fighter set and the X-Wing set. So yeah, that is just a pretty nice little build right here for the gas pipe itself, and easy to store back on with that blue clip. There we go. And I love how they use that little ball joint piece to attach the wiring piece over here, and I love how that building technique is attached to this part. So yeah, very great design for the build. And take a look at the right side, we have a little teacup and a pan. So that is where the Jawa is like cooking up his own meal to make his own food. So yeah, this is just a pretty nice little detailing with the light tan brick piece and also the pan itself. And I still love how they added Mjolnir from the Marvel sets in green. Like I said, that is for the repair sound effects once you already have the smart break. And this is like the back of it, so there isn't that much for the build itself. That is just pretty much it, but at least it is a decent space area. But at least you can store like only a few minifigures in this little area. But yeah, that is just pretty much it. So you can't store like only like one or two minifigures inside that little spot. Well, even though there isn't that much space in there, but you can't just like store them outside since they're like a couple of studs exposed to this area and that area. But yeah, that's just pretty much it for the little hut or homestand for the Jawa itself. It is a decent looking side build, but at least it's fine for the way it is. So that is it for the side build. Now let's move on to here is Luke's Landspeeder. So this is the first time that I am having a Luke Skywalker Landspeeder Lego set, because I didn't own any of the previous Luke's Landspeeders from the past that Lego has ever made for all these years. But this one is the first one that I've owned, but in a smart play look. But taking a look at the entire front part, so I love how they use that roller skate piece for the top part of the build in that silver color or that gunmetal gray color scheme for it. I love the building techniques for the dark red lining texture and the pizza size piece that is not printed but in that dark gray color scheme over here. I love the windshield piece for the build itself, and I love the building techniques for the front part with the like sandish tan color, the light, the dark gray, and even the red color scheme. So that is just a very phenomenal design. Spinning it to the left, we have the rest of the detailing for the build itself. We have that little engine piece right here, and I forgot to mention there's one on top. So yeah, that is a very nice design. And there's a little light gray clip that you can store Luke's lightsaber. So let me show you how to do that. It is easy to do it. So there we go. So now you can store Luke's lightsaber right over here as like some storage. And speaking of storage, we have a little like driver's seat area. So we have that same printed control panel piece that we've been getting in other sets. And I love we have those two different seats. That is a one piece right here. So that is only one piece for the little seat area. And we have that little like cart over here, that little, actually just a container box is what I meant to say. And inside of it we have some blue milk. So we have that blue milk piece, the carton itself, and that little like crate right here. And we remove that crate. These are one of those pieces that you can activate the smart brick right here to recreate the sound effects for it. So we have that printed tile of Luke's Landspeeder, and we have those two studs that you can attach the crates and even the smart brick itself. So that is just a very great design in my opinion. And we have those pieces right over here. We will take a look at that later on in the video itself. And I love how they use those printed pieces for the engine pieces or the thrust pieces. Well, I'm just gonna call them engine pieces for the build itself. And here we have the right side, we have the same parts, but we have that trigger piece that we will get into later on, and we have that regular part for the right side of the build. And here's what the back of it looks like with those engine pieces. And I love how it shows like you can attach that third engine to the speeder itself, like it is attached to that pin piece right here. So that's just a very clever part. And you can't store a minifigure on there. So first, let me put this crate back on the build. So you can't store Luke on the Landspeeder. You gotta set his arms and legs up, and there's only two studs right here. And that's just pretty much it. If you want to, you can't put a second minifigure on the passenger seat. So you can have two figures in one driving area. Well, actually just one area is what I meant to say. So yeah, very great design in my opinion. And as for the trigger itself, that is for the smart play gimmick. So once you move it up like this, those pieces move up and down. So that is a pretty cool gimmick. But again, that is only for the smart brick. So once you have that piece, you can recreate those sound effects for the Landspeeder, like when it's in hovering mode. And for the green hammer, you can recreate like the repair sounds, and also the gas tank to recreate the fill up the gas tank sound effect if you want to. And by the way, here's what the bottom of the build looks like. I love how they added those clear pieces right here to make the build steady, and I love how that turns out. And that is just pretty much it. So again, I don't have the smart brick as I mentioned, since I can't make those sound effects happen because I don't have the piece. But once you guys already have the TIE Fighter or the X-Wing set that has the smart brick, you can add it to this set once you already have it back in March to recreate those sound effects. But yeah, that's just pretty much it for the build itself, which is the speeder, the HUD build, and the characters, and that is all that you get. So that is it for the set. Now let's move on to the final verdict. As I remember that I am not a fan of these smart play sets for LEGO Star Wars, I thought this set is slightly fine in my opinion. So the only complaint about it is that the price tag, $40 for a 215-piece set. What the hell is LEGO thinking? I mean, they gotta stop being so freaking greedy with these damn prices. This is unbelievable. So I don't understand why this set is $40 in my opinion, because that is really dumb how they keep rising those price tags up for some of the piece counts that doesn't match because it doesn't make any damn sense. But they could just done a better job with that. But even though I'm happy that I got my first ever LEGO Star Wars Luke Skywalker's Landspeeder set, because I did mention that I didn't own the previous ones from the past. But this one right here is the first time that I have in my collection. This is the one that I own, thanks to one of my friends to give me this as a late birthday present last month while I was watching Supergirl. But in a crappy smart play look, because again, I'm not a fan of those smart play sets at all, since I'm with you guys on that, because like I mentioned, those sets are not that good in my opinion. But I still love the building techniques for the Landspeeder. I love how you can store Luke's lightsaber on the left side of it because of that great clip right over here. And I love the little crate storage area because I love how they added the blue milk piece to it. And once you remove that, this is the spot that you can activate the sound effects from using that smart brick piece to use that trigger piece to like move it up and down, or the lever piece. Well, I'm just gonna call it the trigger piece. And the side build in the set is the Jawa's little like huts right here. So yeah, the Jawa's little hut is a fine looking side build in my opinion. So I just totally love the front part of the build and even the left to right side of it, but the back is pretty decent. Well, I know it's just how the whole thing is, but could have been a little bit better, but at least it's fine for the way it is. But I just love how they added Mjolnir into that green color scheme from the Marvel sets to recreate like the repair sound effects once you use the smart brick, and even the fuel tank for the gas pump to recreate like the the filling up the gas fill up thing. And what actually is what I meant to say is like how you can fill up the gas. That's what I'm trying to say. I didn't mean to talk so shitty again, but still very decent side build as I mentioned. But I love the minifigures in the set. So Luke Skywalker is the only smart minifigure that you get in the set, but this is his farm boy look. So this is the first time that I'm having him in his farm boy outfit, but in that crummy smart play look that I'm not a fan of. Well, that version of him also shows up in that Millennium Falcon set that could have been better. But I still love the face printing, the torso printing, the leg, hip, and toe printing for him looks good, and the hairpiece looks very nice. And I'm glad I got one of the Jawas in the set, so this is like my first time having the Jawa minifigure into my collection, and even the Gunk Droid too. So these are very good figures in my opinion. I totally dig this set just a bit, but I still wish they could trim down that price tag into like a $20 set. That would have been better than $40 in my opinion, but at least this is a fine looking set in my opinion for the lineup itself. So that is it for now. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to hit that like button, don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're new, hit that notification bell, the save button, and don't forget to Hulk smash that comment section down below. And tell me in the comments what you guys think about this set for the lineup. I'll see you later.